Open door always, man. Your Tasteless Adjacent family, man, if you want to be. But you may regret it. But yeah. Welcome to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, motherfucker. And,
Appreciate it, man. Happy to be here.
We'll make you a lampshade on someone's skin and you can bring it home. So your family. The Tasteless crew, that's it. And,
Dana Barrett asked Dr. Venkman, why do you like being a Ghostbuster? He replied, same reason I asked you out, 'cause busting makes me feel good.
Ugh, that's tasteless.
No, ma'am, that's tasteless.
Movie review, bitches!
Can we get a song together? Tasteless Adjacent Movie Review. If you've seen the movie, you know why that is the song. It's a Tasteless movie review of Infested, Invasion of the Killer Bugs. I am Jay Chowder. We got Bone.
I don't know, but they don't strike me as ordinary flies.
Slopdog.
Where's Bob?
I'll tell you where fucking Bob is. He is a fucking award-winning actor, producer, director. You've also seen Bob in Porky's 2. You've seen him in The Jersey Devil, Sex and the City, Blue Bloods, Law and Order, Brothers McMullen, and even though Liam Neeson did a great job, I think this guy could have been the new fucking lead in the new Naked Gun. We're fucking talking about Jack Mulcahy, everybody. Back again. Thank you, sir. I think he quit. I think he didn't come on.
The crowd goes fucking nuts.
No, out of applause there, would you?
And I honestly think that now that Chowder said that, you would have been an awesome lead in the freaking Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun.
That's what I'm saying, right?
That's really
that
sweet.
is like totally, like, I could totally see you in that. You would have been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's such a wonderful compliment because I'm such a big Liam Neeson fan, and he delivers it beautifully. And you know, the best thing about comedy is just like say the words, right? Just let the scene dictate everything. You don't have to make anything funny, right? It's either funny or it's not. And yeah, but thanks for the compliment, guys. Great to be back. Happy Halloween.
Oh, happy Halloween.
Yeah, it's good. So why did you pick Infested of all fucking movies? My God.
Well, we wanted to pick something that had you in it, of course, and that was kind of Halloweenish, and you know, you're an Infested, and it was
yes,
a film.
I am. Yes, I am. As the henpecked Bob.
Yeah.
As bland as that name is, it's unbelievable. No offense to Bobs out there around the world, or however far this fucking podcast goes. You know? I've done horror movies before, and then I've done movies that were horrors. This was kind of both, right?
Yes.
Good. All right, I'm glad.
Have you all seen it at least?
Oh yeah, we watched it.
Okay, so I mean, let's just start with the cast, right? I mean, the cast has got like a lot of great people in it. I mean, Amy Jo and Mark Margolis and Robbie Duncan McNeil, who I'm still very close with, and Zach Galligan, you know, from Goonies and all this shit. It's just like the most amazing cast of characters. And it was set in, we shot it in the eastern end of Long Island in the North Fork.
Oh, okay.
During the spring during April to May in 2001. So it was before, you know, the Trade Center towers and all that kind of shit, which kind of held up our release. But they put us up at a really rickety kind of hotel kind of thing, motel called the Silver Sands, which was like, you know, really nice bayfront property. And we had our own bungalows, and the entire cast and crew stayed there. And then it was the very first season of Survivor. So a lot of the cast and the crew bonded over the fact that we would get together every Wednesday night to watch Survivor. And that was pretty fucking hilarious because this cast of crew members were pretty fucking awesome. And just like, there was a lot of drinking going on, a lot of partying going on. But, about the movie itself, I got cast in it through a friend of mine, and I got to meet Josh Olson, who was the writer, director, first-time director of a feature.
Okay.
And Josh has gone on to become an Oscar-nominated writer. He did the adapted screenplay for History of Violence, which is a very fucking great movie.
Oh, it's really, I love that movie.
Yeah, so he wrote that with Cronenberg, and so if everybody thought after this happened, he wouldn't have any career whatsoever. But it was based on the fact that he absolutely fucking hated The Big Chill.
Okay.
Okay, so he based that on this. And he wanted to kill every character off in some really gruesome way.
There was some very gruesome ways.
So he's the guy at the end then, right? Who got the job. He's the guy who pretends he's dead. And, all right, I got you. That's him in the movie.
No, that was actually Dan Jenkins, but he was the guy who we were like, having the funeral for, just like the Kevin Costner character, who we never see and what have you. But we finally do see Daniel at the very end when the house blows up and all that kind of shit. And, I become kind of a zombie and, they think I'm coming back to save everybody.
Oh my God. All right, let's get into this because I feel we got to talk. Yeah, we got to talk about this. Like, where is your character? Like, it's like, way.
Yeah, where'd he go? Yeah, exactly. And now he's back to save the day.
Right. Is he going to see this guy? You're like, yeah, so you think at first and then, oh man.
So I leave because I'm jealous that my wife is like into this, this movie star and shit, or this TV star, which is the Tom Berenger. I forget who plays the wife in The Big Chill, who's attracted to Tom Berenger. Anyway, so he storms off and he's just like really mad and what have you. So we don't see him for a while, but he goes down the road and he almost like crashes. You saw that part. And so he sees these visions and he thinks, oh, fuck, what the fuck is happening? But then you don't see me for like another 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. That's the thing. We're just like,
when you were angry and you were driving down that road in the movie and you just saw like this guy in the middle of the road and then just steered off. And then like, I don't know, 10 minutes later we saw flies and then they disappeared. I was like, was that a magician? Is this going to be like their magic flies? That's all I could think of in my brain was that was a fucking magician.
That was some of the worst CGI I've ever seen at that point. I mean, I think the technology was much better than that. But you have to understand, we were probably like, I don't know, maybe a $200,000 budget at that point. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, okay, cool. He was very fortunate enough to get the actors that he got for this thing. And we all, came on board and what have you. And again, we had this wonderful communal effect going on because we were all staying in the same little motel, as it were, by the sea, by the bay. And it was an awful lot of fun to shoot this thing. There's so many different stories. Amy Jo Johnston was great. She brought her boyfriend at the time, who was like, a fledgling singer and songwriter. And then one of the producers brought his son, who was like a precocious little guy. He was really smart. And then, he would leave. And then the cast members go, what do you think of that kid? And one cast member said, that kid's a walking, talking Broadway musical. Let me tell you. I would ask him questions like, so what do you think of Bob's character? And he goes, I think Bob is severely underwritten in this.
thank you, sir.
Wow.
I like this kid.
Yeah. Or Bob.
I expected more Bob. I honestly expected you to rip in and like save the day at the end. Like fly over a couple zombies and just like
even
if you didn't make it, it just like to save
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, and and I come back as this fucking zombified guy. It's just like there was no makeup on me actually when I was in that car. I'm just staring straight ahead, and then I just rolled my eyes up as far as I could in the back of my head and gave that quick look to Amy Jo, and she fucking freaks out, right? Because I didn't even do it in rehearsal for camera rehearsal. I just did it to her when we were rolling, and she fucking jumps. Right. And then she kicks me out of the car. And of course, I do my own stunts. Right. So they didn't have a fucking mattress for me on the other side of the car. So I roll out very convincingly. However, my fucking elbow got tucked underneath and I bruised the shit out of my ribs
shit.
on the very first take. And of course, we had to do it 5 more times. Right.
Fuck
Of
that.
course.
Yeah, man. And there's nothing you can do about ribs. There's really nothing you could do. I could barely fucking breathe. It was just like so intense. But we got the shot. It's very convincing. And and the rest is fucking history, man. One of the worst fucking horror movies ever made. And even Josh,
I have seen way worse than this.
I know.
Have you ever seen a movie called Rocktober Blood? It's pretty bad.
No.
Check it out. It's horrible.
Okay, I will.
But in kind of a good way. But
there's milk tastes sour. Hey, try this. Yeah.
this is what I think is great. So first thing, if you've never seen Invasion, of course, we've already talked a little bit, but of course it's going to be spoilers. If you've never seen it, hit pause, go watch Invasion, come back, hashtag enjoy the hang, because we're definitely going to be spoilers.
Did you call it
Invasion?
Invasion?
Oh, fuck my mother. All right, so it's Invasion of the Killer Bugs. Invasion of the Killer Bugs. So if you have never seen this movie, hit pause, come back and see it. Enjoy the hang. Hashtag enjoy the hang, because it is we're spoiling the shit out of it. And I love that fucking Jack is here and he's like, and he loves it. I'm sure he's happy to have the gig, happy it's a good gig, but he also isn't pulling pud. He's like telling you right now, shit movie, folks. I mean, but Jack, I think you're actually even overshooting it, because I don't think it was as bad. I think you were saying the CGI wasn't as good, right? But at the same time, we were watching it going, all right, maybe the CGI isn't as good. But then I'm like, oh, well, it is 2002. But you're like, for the time, it was fucking garbage.
I thought for the time the CGI wasn't too bad. The only one time that I thought the CGI was kind of iffy was when the girl caught on fire. And it just looked like somebody just photoshopped a GIF over her.
Yeah, Camilla. Yeah, that was pretty. Like they were trying to follow her around the movements, right? Just like, how do we capture this? Poor Camilla. Camilla's wonderful. We're friends to this day. She's fantastic. She had a nice little part in Titanic and what have you. But I mean, so much of it was depending upon how much the audience would believe the CGI stuff. I mean, it could be really creepy if it was actually a fucking fly infestation. It would be really, really bad.
With those flies, yeah.
Yeah, but I love the scene where like everybody's trying to get up on the rooftop to fucking get signals and shit like that from their cell phones.
Well, that guy jumps out of nowhere to grab the phone, and then the other guy is like, it's like, what? And then like I love like the gaggle of like flies, looks like just a bunch of mouse on your screen moving around, and then like looks like a bunch of like arrows, and then like you just see you see that, right? And so some of that is but at the same time, like you said, they turn into zombies, right? Like when they show Zach Galligan's, I think it's Zach Galligan, right? His fucking leg. Yeah. It looks like a really good meatloaf I'd love to eat. But like at the same time, I'm like, they should have done some of that effect on the faces and shit. Because they're supposed to be, this movie is, it's killer. It's like it's bugs, like flies that infest people, like in and out of their skin, and turns them into zombies, right? Yeah. There's no zombies. All you have to do, everyone just looks like you said, Jack. You were in the car. All you did was just have to go, kind of do that. But like, there should be more blood and shit, right?
There definitely should have been more blood. I mean, I like blood. I fucking love blood. Yeah, it's just you don't really know because there was some kind of like business mishigas going on. we couldn't get the thing. And again, 9/11 happened in September, just like 2 months after we wrapped. And so it took a while to get it out. And when we finally got it out, it went straight to video at that point. We never had a theatrical release. I think we screened once at the Southampton Film Festival or something like that. But, it went well. I mean, it was pretty well attended. We had a nice little party afterwards. And, our cinematographer, David Mullen, was fantastic. I mean, he's a really, really good cinematographer. One of the best DPs I've ever worked with. He actually shoots Mrs. Maisel right now, and he's shot Smash, and he's shooting like all sorts of great television. And follow him on Instagram, David Mullen. He's fantastic. He's a great photographer as well, and he's just absolutely the coolest guy in the world, as most DPs are, really. But yeah, I mean, I could see him and Josh going into Tent City. We didn't even have a tent, but we called it Tent City, and they would just like be discussing shots, and I could tell that most DPs are actually really great directors, and I think that he was pretty much holding Josh's hand as we were going along the way and trying to set up compositions of what's going to work and what's not, and his lighting was really fantastic. But so kudos to David, and it was so much fun to work with him as well.
Yeah, I had in my notes, like I did think some of the cinematography was very good.
Yeah.
Like the girl running at the end and through the woods, and they had like that run scene with the unsteady camera, and that was really cool when the flies went into, I forgot whose mouth.
Their mouth. Yeah.
But then you saw the insides and them like eating the insides and stuff. I thought that was super.
Yeah.
That was cool. But why would you open your fucking mouth and scream in horror when you know they go through your mouth?
Yeah. I mean, who wrote this fucking thing? I mean, Jesus Christ.
And it doesn't make sense, like why they like explode in some light but not in other light. Like what? Like
but just sunlight. Yeah, exactly.
But they turn the lights on at night and inside the house, and the flies also disappear.
Yeah. So there's that.
But they're outside during the day sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But this being said, we love certain movies too, and we still take the piss out of them movies too. So it doesn't matter what movie it is, because you can always take the piss out of something. What I found was very humorous in this movie was they're like, she's like, you got blood on your face, you're freaking me out, get that shit off, which made me giggle. She doesn't just wash her face, she gets in the fucking shower. There's like shit going on, zombies or people are killing people, guy ripping his head off, got blood in the face. She's like, let me just clean off my whole body and take a shower. What are you doing?
I mean, and that was Tuck. That was Tuck Watkins, who was actually a very big soap star. He's a fantastic guy. And we were talking about taking the head off, and he just looks at me. And sometimes he would come into the green room and sit down after a scene, and he'd have his fake head in his lap. I mean, I wish we had like cell phones back then, because I would have been taking all these fucking great pictures. I still have a lot of great pictures going on, but he would just sit there, he'd plop his head down on his lap, and he'd just look at me and goes, "What the fuck am I doing?"
Show business, baby. That's what you're doing. Dude,
that's it, man. And I just leaned over and I go, "Tuck, what's your motivation here, baby?" and then he'd play along. He looks at me and he'd lean in forward even closer, and he'd go, "I have a career." And I was like, "Not anymore, brother."
It was so crazy, man. Like, I love that scene where like I said, like she's in the shower, then she falls out, and I'm like, oh my god. Then I realize she's the Pink Ranger. I'm like, we're gonna see the pink of the Pink Ranger here. But then she covers herself up. God bless her. And then
Amy Jo, yeah.
And then like, but when they're outside fighting, they first find out they don't really know what's going on. So they're hitting them a little. He takes out a crowbar and kind of hits them, right? But then if the other guy just goes batshit and starts hammering them in the face and the neck, you're like, we don't even know what the fuck's going on here. You're ready to kill this cocksucker. We don't even know what's going on. Like, what a friend. What a fucking friend.
And I like how the bugs move her purse. Like, that's how she gets infested.
I totally fucking forgot that.
Like oh, where's my CD?
Oh my
And
God.
she goes into her purse and it's gone. And then she's like, oh, you guys, thinking that they moved her purse and it's the bugs. I'm like, what?
I'm fucking flies.
So there was one part where everybody's doing the do da do the dance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, and I'm sitting there and I'm fucking seething, right? And Josh says to me, okay, he says, Jack, we're going to do a slow pan in. We're going to zoom in very slowly on Bob, and Bob is not very pleased and what have you. And so, we're taking a while to set up, and I'm still in the same position, just looking, at these idiots who are dancing, these white people who can't fucking dance.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. And it goes, and then Josh says, Jack, are you set? And I'm like going, Bob is bored. Bob is very bored right now.
Oh, man.
Your character was kind of plain Jane, but I liked him. I don't know because it was you or not, but I did like the character. And at first I was like, all right, he seems a little bit overbearing. Like people are just trying to have fun. But then you see that girl like still moving on to him. And then at the end where she's like, I really like you. And I was like, this fucking cheating whore. That's a legend. And then I'm fucking like, fuck this shit. And then I was like, he was right to leave. But then you don't fucking leave. Like you leave for like you almost hit somebody.
No, I go up into the bedroom. She sees me packing. Why are you leaving?
Yeah.
And well, why the fuck do you think I'm leaving? Jesus Christ! I throw shit in the car. Blah blah blah. Pack my bag and get on the road.
At first you think you're overreacting, but you're not. Like then when you see later in the movie, you're like, no, he had a right to leave. Because clearly she's got a crush on this guy. He knew it. Like he's his wife or girlfriend. And then I don't know. So I'd be pissed too. I'd be like, fuck this.
Yeah,
shit.
well, yeah. Listen, Bob is nobody's cuck. You know that.
He's like, I'm
right?
nobody's fucking cuck. You're gonna pick roast this bitch in front of me, and I'm gonna fucking sit here and love it.
But no,
That's
yeah.
You think I'm gonna sit here and watch this happen? I don't think so.
Yeah, because at first you kind of seem like the character kind of seems overbearing, like Chowder was saying.
Yeah,
but
Bob is nobody's
probably because the character knows his wife and knows his wife probably has had this crush on this her old friend forever, and just those. She's ignoring him and she's dancing with him and she's laughing and rubbing her hand down his chest. Like, I'd be pissed. I'd fucking leave too.
Oh yeah, Bob is pissed.
And then she just kind of steps out on the porch and goes, "Oh, don't leave."
I think she wanted Bob to leave.
Really convincing.
Don't leave, or fucking pussy's dripping onto the goddamn fucking steps. And she's like, all right, see you later, Bob. And then fucking back into Gizmo in there. And then
wow, poor Lisa Ann. It's funny. It's like, let's cut ahead. Maybe a decade or so. No, maybe even more. I would probably say 15, 20 years. Yeah, maybe about 20 years. And I ran into Mark Margolis, who had if you look his IMDb up, it reads like a fucking CVS receipt. I mean, this guy's got like 400 credits. I mean, he was in Scarface. He was in he's in all the Aronofsky films. And he played the priest. He only had one scene, right? Mm-hmm. If you remember him.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so about 2022, I'm out, we're picketing one of the commercial agencies that wasn't giving us a contract. And we're down in the village, and all of a sudden on the corner, I see Mark Margolis smoking a cigarette. And I walked up to him and I go, Mark, Jack Mulcahy. He didn't remember me from fucking Adam. And so I said, we did that movie together, back in 2000, 2001. He goes, we did? I go, yeah, Infested. And all of a sudden he links up, and then a moment of recognition, he looks at me and goes, oh yeah. And then he goes, that didn't do too well, did it? And so I'm in Los Angeles about a year later, and I always hook up with Josh Olson when I'm out there, and I tell him the story. I don't give a fuck, because he knows what happened with this film. And I say, yeah, so that's what Mark Margolis said, and he goes, God bless him. Yeah, that didn't do too well. Yeah, no, it really did not.
That face at the end made me giggle. Like where he's like, "Father, help me!" He's like, "You're buzzing." He does that like mouth open. Like what the fuck is this noise? And when I
my
see
wife Gina's always like, I love his opening line. Is like, "What is death?"
Will pick me up.
Oh my God! And here we are on a beautiful day in the North Fork. We're right off the bay, Long Island Sound. I mean, it was just really, really idyllic, really, and just like sitting. And I think that was like one of our first 2-3 shots that we shot that time. But we're all still getting to know one another, trying to feel each other out. You know how actors do. It's just, it's just one of those things. Some of these guys had worked together before. Amy Jo, of course, had a following. So did Zach, with his little Goonies thing. And Robbie Duncan McNeil, was on Star Trek, for Christ's sakes. He was Tom Paris, for Christ's sakes. And now Robbie's like directing an awful lot of really, really good stuff. So I'm still in touch with all these guys. So there was a crop of really talented actors on this shoot, and I'll be forever grateful for having remained in contact for them and for the work itself, because it was a lot of fun to shoot. I just wish it could have done better.
Like the guy said, it could have done a little better. Hey man, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Did that fucker get buried in their backyard? Like,
yes.
Is that legal?
Yes. No.
And they don't seem that sad about it. Nobody seems that sad about this guy dying.
No,
nope.
No.
And then they all go like the house to party, and I'm like, "Well, this is kind of weird." Oh, let's go swimming. It's nice to go swimming.
Yes, yes.
Like that.
Yeah, and then we have a moment of nudity. Whoa, honey, how brave are you? That day was really fucking cold too.
She broke the rule though in a horror film. She took her top off. She's dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's like the red shirt on Star Trek, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You're done for. I think there was like good and bad to the movie, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You can say the CGI stuff, but like all in all, it was a I don't know. I did like the twist of like the guy coming back. He like hated all these people in real life, so he's like, fuck everybody. I brought these zombie flies to kill you. What was the world? But I hate my friends from my youth, so he like sucking them back to murder them. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a. Am I wrong? Like, that's what happened. Like,
I wish he was a magician.
I never knew what Dan's problem was with all of us. I was basically like, there along for the ride, because, clearly my wife was the one who was so into him. Yeah.
I did like the part a lot where Zach Galligan was like digging the flies out of his leg. Like that was really like
the meatloaf,
gory and gross, and
the meatloaf.
The meatloaf. Was that meatloaf?
Yo, that meatloaf on his leg, it looked delicious. That's all I'm saying. I could have fucking put some of that next to potatoes. Had a good time.
I actually met Zach Galligan at a convention many years ago.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing I said to him was, "I love you in Fright Night." And he looks at me like with the most annoyed face ever and goes, "I wasn't in that movie." Oh, shit. I always mix him up with, he was in Gremlins, and I mix him up with the guy that was in Fright Night because they look so similar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Zach was funny because he would always like bum cigarettes from me, and we'd hang out a little bit, but he pretty much stayed to himself. And, on these nights where we would like go over to the big cabin and watch Survivor together, I was like your typical fucking actor. I had a bottle of scotch up on my bureau and cigarettes and shit, and he goes, "Oh, wow, you're like a real New York actor." And so, he kind of like wanted to just like hang around. And I'm looking at my watch, and it's like, he goes, "You got to be somewhere." I go, "Yeah, I'm going to go watch Survivor with the crew." And he actually said to me, he goes, "You really like those people, right?" And I go, yeah, that's a little cringy thing to say, but yeah. He's like, "All right, man, I'll see you later." It's like, "Oh, dude, that's some weird shit to say."
He's just like, they asked me how it was on Fright Night, so I don't talk to any of them.
I'm not that guy, motherfuckers.
Oh my God,
No, maybe he's just like,
hilarious.
some actors are really competitive, or people are competitive, and you can't get close. But why not be close, man? It should be a fun hang. Everything you do, you should enjoy doing. I think,
I totally get it. I mean, some people, just like see themselves on a track and they can't get off of it, and what have you. It's just like, dude, you're here once around, man. This is just the once around. Enjoy the fuck out of it as much as you possibly can, because you have no idea what is about to happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
That's what we say with you, Jack. We're like, we feel like you're slumming when you come with us. We're like fucking, Brothers McMullen and shit, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go slumming with the Tasteless Adjacent crew tonight.
I mean, it's like I go to an awful lot of film festivals, for all the stuff that I do, little indies, little shorts, and all that kind of stuff. And occasionally I'll win an award and what have you. And it's always such a thrill, because for me, it's really about the process, because making a movie is fucking hard. I don't care what anybody says, whether it's an 8-minute short or a 20-minute short or a full-length feature. I mean, it's a process, and if you don't enjoy it along the way, if you don't enjoy the people that you're working with, then what the fuck are you doing this for, man?
Right. And even whether the movie's great, bad, or whatever, someone put work into it. Someone put a lot of heart into it. Regardless, it's a movie. You may not love it, but respect that it was done. That's how I feel. Even if I hate a movie, I'm like, I don't say hate a movie, but even if I'm not a fan of a movie, I'll just be like, but someone put a lot of work. This means something to somebody. So
Absolutely.
good for getting it done. And that's what I just love, like that creativeness and stuff. And I think you just, and I wanted to mention that in your intro, and I fucking totally forgot. What did you just got reelected for SAG?
For the local board, the New York local board for SAG-AFTRA.
Fuck yeah, congratulations, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And we also, I'm still on the committee for the National Low Budget Film Committee. So we write the contracts for these tiny little films that, Brothers McMullen was $15,000, and we didn't have a contract for that at the time. So I got fucked out of residuals and everything like that. So, affecting change from within is the best way to do things. Yeah. So rather than get mad at the guild for not giving Eddie the contract and what have you, fuck that. I helped write the language to the micro contract, which is, any budgeted film under $20,000 gets SAG approval. And if you get bumped up, like, if you get picked up by, a Fox Searchlight or an A24 or something like that, you will get paid commensurate with those new contracts, and you will get residuals. So, it was because of that, that happened to me in 1995, and then it didn't take effect for another 20 years. I mean, progress is slow sometimes. I mean, seriously, especially with union work, but I think the union work that we do is so incredibly important, especially now with the advent and the specter of AI, right? I mean, I do have my thoughts on that, but that's a conversation for another time entirely. However, there is this other thing that's happening right now. I don't know if you've noticed this phenomenon of these vertical movies. Have you heard about these?
No.
They're like 1.5 or 2 minute things that mostly being made in China and India, right? They're pretty trashy. They're usually like really shitty love stories. It's like, my grandmother's my lover, and shit like that. It's I mean, seriously.
Chowder story, I gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, it's on, what are the two platforms? I forget. It'll come to me. But anyway, we've been trying to capture this work because they're using 100% non-union actors. And we really want to capture this because I think they're going to try and encroach on the American market. So I mean, look up vertical movies, right? When you get off of this, but that's what's happening right now. So we had a really, really, really big conference the other day, and we got approval for a blueprint to capture this kind of work if the producers want to work with us, and eventually they will, because SAG-AFTRA talent is so much better, and they'll get a better audience, and this whole thing. So we had to set up a residual structure and all this kind of stuff based on the contracts that we've written already in the low budget area. That's something I'm very proud of lately.
You should be, man. I like as someone who like loves film and loves movies and shit like that, and always kind of want to be a part of it. And who knows, one day before we die, we'll see. And but anyway, for now we're rocking the podcast. So that's what we're doing our thing.
Yeah,
man. But no, man. I always see you, man. You're always in a suit. You're always in something. Always debonair. And I'm like, look at this smooth motherfucker, and I love it. And it's always good, man.
I clean up nicely.
Clean up awesome.
Yeah, I was going to an audition the other day, and I was in a 3-piece suit and a beautiful purple tie and what have you. And not one, but 2 of my neighbors, one as I was leaving the building, one as I came back, they both said, "My God, you look great. Did you go to a funeral?"
Oh.
I'm fucking trying to pay the rent, bitch.
And I should have said yes, I did. My friend's dog died. So I don't know.
My friend died. They buried him in the backyard. There were a lot of flies.
Yes, exactly. My career died.
It's almost like a backhanded comment. It's like when I'm cleaning the bathroom and my son asks who's coming over, and I'm just like, I clean it more often.
Oh, that's funny. That's great.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I really I know we're getting off track of the movie, and then we'll do our dog dicks in a minute. But yeah, dude, like that's what I was saying. Like when I seen that I haven't seen the movie. It looks so hilarious. I gotta watch it. The new Naked Gun. I love Liam Neeson. At first, I was like, I remember seeing his name, and I was like, I don't know, because Liam Neeson's really good. And then I watched that trailer for Naked Gun, and I was like, holy fuck, he's really good in this movie. But then I thought, I was like, I mean, he's good, but I was like, I could totally see the legend doing this role, and I was like, oh fuck, man, I wish you had, but
that is such a great compliment, man. Thank you.
I don't know. Watch the trailer, everybody, and let us know if you fucking think differently. I'll fight you in the parking lot, bitch. And anyway. So anyway, this movie is what it is. It's got its ups, it's got its downs, and it's. Even the guy in the movie is like, we could have been a little better, but I don't know. I think it's as bad as I expected it to be. I think it was really good. I think the CGI, if all that stuff had been a little better, maybe it'd be good. But it's also a good watch because it's not a movie where it doesn't got a good story or it gets boring. It's just everything doesn't add up all the way, but it's a good watch at the same time. Good in a bad way. So I don't know, man. I give this movie 3 dog dicks. I say 3 dog dicks, and if I seen it on again, I would stop and I would watch it again. I think it's a decent movie that also, if I get a little high later on, I might put on Invasion and be like, it's fucking very good.
Infested
again. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 3 dog dicks and a tip. I think because if I watch the high, I'm really gonna enjoy it more. Bone, what say you?
So, I didn't. I watched a couple of reviews on it. Like, not watched a couple, but like checked out. People what the reviews were. I was writing them down. And I wasn't expecting a whole lot when I got into this movie, but it actually. I enjoyed it. I think especially the people in the beginning, like the friends getting together, Jack, your character being all brooding in the corner. I'm like, it felt real. It didn't feel like forced or anything. Like you understood.
A easy feel, right? Like but also a cheesy good feel. I like that too. Sorry, cut you off.
Yeah, and even like when the flies came in and stuff, I felt like a little bit. I was really hoping for a magician the whole time, but But I thought there was some really fun parts. I absolutely love, grew up on 80s cheesy horror films, 80s and the
Yeah.
90s, and it felt like it was probably made in the 90s instead of the 2000s. That's what it felt like to me. Is like it had that more 90s feel to it. But I'll give it 3 dog dicks and a tip.
Very nice.
Oh, this is a tip. Oh, you Slopdog, what say you?
So I felt the same way. It wasn't my favorite movie, but once I watched it, it's a good bad movie, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a fun horror movie to watch that you just want it to be over the top and silly. And I know it wasn't meant to be that way, but it is that way. And it doesn't have to make all the sense. I love when she sprays that poor woman in the face with the Lysol in the match. And this poor woman, then she looks like, I don't know if you guys know Rugrats at all, but the older girl that has the doll and it's all like beaten up, the poor woman looks like the Cynthia doll from Rugrats. I'm like, oh God.
They're like, oh,
Anyway.
what should we make it look like? Should we spray her? I don't know, Rugrats that bitch.
So I'll give it 3 as well. I'll give it 3 dog dicks.
3 dog dicks. And Jack, how many dog dicks did you give your movie?
I'd probably give it 3.5. 3.5.
3 dog dicks and a tip from the legend.
Yeah.
All right, so and Slopdog is so fucking sweet, Jack. She's like, Jack did say he he goofed on it a little too, right? Like when he mentioned the movie we should do it, he was like, I don't, because like we love you, Jack, and we're just like, fuck, man, we don't, she's like, I don't want to, I feel bad. I was like, you're still gonna be honest, do what you want to do, and but so I'm glad, like you also can, like you said, enjoy, be proud of it, but also take the piss out, which is awesome.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's like so many things that I've done. I'm not going to say I'm not proud of, but there's something that I'm more proud of than others.
Of course.
Let's put it that way. However, again, and I keep harping on this, it's about the journey, man. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's about the people that you work with, because you don't fucking know if somebody's going to like become the next Spielberg, or somebody's going to become, the next fucking, Ang Lee or some shit like that. It's always about being there in the present moment and doing the best that you possibly can. And that's really all that this business is all about, man. It's like, it's like chewing gum. I've had my taste of really big fame. I really have. And it's just like, it does go away. And then you there's some people that keep chasing that clout and chasing that relevance. It's just like, if you let it come to you, it's all the more satisfying.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
I like that shit. That's great. And I agree. Like, it's like you said, for one, you never know who you're working with. That PA today could be the biggest in fucking.
That's right. That's exactly
but then
right.
Also, just in general, don't be a dick to people, right?
Don't be a dick. I think that should be the 11th commandment, right? Don't be an asshole.
Fucking don't be a dick to thou brother. Hashtag unless they're a twat bag, then
exactly. Yes.
So you can catch this lovely episode and every other delicious thing, anything I've personally done in my past, my music, Moist Chicken stuff, any fucking sketches I've done, plus this lovely podcast, which is now front burner for everything. Straight to the YouTube page. You want a quick link there? Go to pwhenipoo.club. It's going to bring you right to the YouTube page. You'll see every Tasteless Adjacent that we've ever done, even before we even knew we were going to call it Tasteless Adjacent. Previous episodes with the legends. You're going to see both Porkies up there. And then this one will be up there as well. P When I Poo on both Instagram and X. But Bone, where can they find Tasteless Adjacent elsewhere in the universe?
Well, Chowder, you can check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, and TikTok, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple, Spotify. If there's a platform that you usually listen to and we're not on it, let us know and we'll try to get on it. Slopdog.
Bone, that was so smooth, man. Wow.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah. The dulcet tones of the Bone, man. Nice.
That's going in our promo, Jack, for this episode.
And as always, don't be afraid to leave your comments, your thoughts. How many dog dicks would you give the movie? Do you like us? Do you not like us? What movies would you like to watch? And yeah, don't be afraid to give us a shout out. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, that's correct. You know, it's a fun hang. Act like you're here, man. You got like I don't know how many times I listen to the radio. I'm like, I wish I could just fucking chime in. Just chime in, man. Like, I was going to the grocery store today. Guy pushing the carriages. I noticed he had some Rick and Morty socks on. I was like, fuck, I plugged in the podcast. I was like, fucking just comment, dude. And so hopefully he'll check it out. And but yeah, just it's a fun hang. Tell us what you like. Recommend movies or what you think of this part. And yeah, we would love to hear from you, man. And yeah, enjoy yourselves and enjoy each other. Jack, what do you got? Well, before that, Bo, you got any good facts you can hit us with on this movie?
Not a lot of whole. We kind of went over some stuff. Jack gave more facts than I had about this film. So
perfect. Jack, do you have anything we should know about coming up, or anything you want to promote, or your Instagram?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. My trailer is done for the Paul and Greg and Amelia love triangle that goes horribly wrong. We just submitted to Sundance.
Yes.
And so I'm on the doorstep of a pre-distribution deal. Wow. And we are like really rocking and ready to go. And then after that, I'm doing the Payne Stewart story, the famous golfer who tragically died in a car crash right after he won the U.S. Open. 25 years ago. It's 25th anniversary. We've been working on this. This was a greenlit project in March of 2020 before the world ended. And we're finally back on track. So we'll be shooting that down in Atlanta sometime in the next 6-7 weeks or so. And also the next time I come on, if there is a next time.
Open door, brother.
Have you guys ever seen my little children's fantasy thing, Creating Rem Lazar?
I've only heard of it. I remember talking about it when we first started talking.
Check it out. Just Google that. You will find it to be one of the funniest fucking things. It has gotten a life of its own on the internet. Red Letter Media gave it a bump. It got 14 million views. It was fucking crazy on their Best of the Worst several years ago.
Okay.
And now we are about to venture into a sequel. And I am this curly-haired god that these two kids dream up separately, and I take them on the journey to find the highest point of imagination. It's a musical. You can hear my dulcet tones. There's like a soundtrack of about 8 songs on it, and it has been ripped. It has been praised. It has been so controversial, and we shot that in 1997, I think, and I'm sorry, 1989, we shot this thing.
Okay.
And due to the life of the internet, because if you don't want something seen, don't fucking videotape it, because it will wind up on the video. Anyway, it's hilarious. It's about 50 minutes, and it's such a really sweet story about somebody who actually listens to kids and helps them understand the ways of the world and being kind and all this kind of stuff. And, not to mention that I am in a fucking full body unitard with a superhero cape, long, beautiful blue hair, and a headband. So all you got to do is Google it, and you'll find all you ever fucking need to know.
I just pictured like David Bowie. Remember David Bowie? And
pretty much.
He's doing that. And he's got that loaf of bread in the front. Are you like
much.
doing that?
That's me.
The legend. And then his loaf of bread is also took some money.
Me. I had to wear 2 dance belts.
Dude, that's awesome. No. Like I say, man, I think I don't want to speak. I think I can speak for the whole crew, man. Open door always, man. Your Tasteless Adjacent family, man, if you want to be. But you may regret it. But yeah. Welcome to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, motherfucker. And,
appreciate it, man. Happy to be here.
We'll make you a lampshade on someone's skin, and you can bring it home. So your family. What's that riffraff you're hanging out with? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, on that note, everybody, we greatly appreciate everyone checking in, listening with us. On that note, so saith the shepherd, so saith the flock.
So saith the flock.
Da da da.
What is happening?
Going on, Jack?
Whoa, how's it going, guys?
Good
It's
yourself?
going well.
Yeah, let's get into this.
And watermelons of caramel.
Waterfalls of
Waterfalls.
caramel.
The world.
That's right.
So good.
So good.
Love you, legend. Peace.